What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another market update video here at Benefit Central. I'm Benjamin, and today Bitcoin and the S&P charts. But before I get right into the market, please leave a like, drop a comment. If you can, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Honestly, everybody, I'm starting to see a head and shoulders formation just honestly across the market, which isn't necessarily bullish. However, because then we'd end up completing the right shoulder and ended up back down. However, it realistically just depends how we fight this right shoulder. If this right shoulder doesn't necessarily close how we're anticipating, then possibly we could see rallies continue. However, I've seen this acorn that you're seeing here on the daily for the S&P 500. I've seen this as well be a pivot for another leg down several times. But this can also be an acorn, meaning a resistance as momentum is getting weaker, and we can see bulls 180 this and try to bring us back up from our support right here. So this is an interesting area to find support, although like I said, it is possibly forming another shoulder, so we can see a little bit of ups and then possibly fall right back down, which isn't necessarily, like I said, bullish. However, we did get that bullish cross and we are attempting to push over. However, we did close below our 20 moving average for the daily, which was a bit concerning, and then we tried to break through it again, retested it as resistance, broke back down. So it is up to this candle to see if we can get enough bullish momentum to touch 4,200 again, and if we can break through it. If we can close above it, that would be great. If we cannot, then we will continue back down. The RSI is on the daily, however, getting closer to oversold right now. We still are just a bit below medium, right in the middle. So everything is looking okay for right now. However, I do think we have just a little bit more downside if we don't find some support and correct bullish today. So honestly, diving into the weekly just to show you guys, and the reason I'm saying that is just because we do have our 20 moving average at around 40.50, and honestly, I do expect us to bounce off of this. If we do break this, then like I said, we will continue much lower. Checking in on the, not the weekly, I'm sorry, checking in on the monthly, you can see how this has formed a rejection perfectly. Honestly, from our 20 moving average on the monthly and from our monthly descending channel, the top of that has pushed us very quick, and I mean extremely quick, all the way back down. Right now finding support at this bull 180, and as well as this being neckline possibly to a double bottom. It's not necessarily a double bottom because of the wicks, however that is a lower high and that is the top to this channel. Diving into the Ethereum charts just real quick to show you guys. Realistically, just the S&P is headed towards more downward momentum, and you can see this humongous on the monthly head and shoulder formation that brought us all the way back down. Now we're trying to retest our 50 moving average. Once again, honestly, if we cannot stay above our 1600 price tag. However, jumping into the weekly, you can see that we are completed that bear 180, and honestly this can be a continuation back down. Obviously, with our 20 moving average and our 200 moving average coming in with a squeeze here, either going to squeeze us below or up if we find support again, once again at the 200 moving average, and if we do, that would be a double bottom and then probably signaling that we are going to reverse. However, because of this bear 180, that is signaling that we should continue lower. However, these wicks were really close, and possibly this could be another double bottom. However, you did see that we hit one of our TPs. Our next one was up here. Our moving average did get closer, unfortunately, but that is okay. That just means that we'd have to battle, that means we'd have to battle our moving average before we were to see obviously that TP or higher prices once again. But other than that, realistically looking at the daily, you can tell that we did end up finishing this RBI. However, it wasn't completely bullish. We did end up rejecting right below 1650, which is unfortunate. If we would have closed above it, that would have signaled a lot of buyers and signaled a lot of momentum towards the bullish. And honestly, even myself, I would have loaded up a little heavy, and I would have held from a little above 1650 if it closed above where this wick was. We'd probably be in at 1660. Maybe even 1670, and then longing that towards either our moving average or like the top of the last candle, just because there's not a lot of resistance past this besides our 20 moving average. But other than that, it realistically looks like we are attempting to try to squeeze, if we can continue to hold momentum off this 50 moving average for the daily for Ethereum. We do have a bit of reversal bullish momentum, and we were trying to push back up. However, that daily did come back down for that 1600 support, tested it, and so far is holding it. It is only 9, almost 10. The markets did just open, I'd say 20 minutes ago for the S&P 500, and as you can tell, we are continuing bullish off the S&P 500, off the Acorn. However, there's really not a lot holding the S&P 500 besides its little support area that it's in, this little support trend. And if that's broken, which it seems to be fragile, if it's broken, then I mean we should head lower, and that should impact cryptos the same as well. But as of right now, we are continuing to try to recover bullish just because of how oversold we were. But other than that, realistically, everybody, I'm going to dive into Bitcoin just real quick just to show you guys, just because it is correlating pretty similar, honestly, to the rest of the markets. Ethereum seems to be taking a lead, although, so that is very interesting. Almost a more exaggerated price action of Bitcoin and the markets. But looking into Bitcoin on the daily, you can tell that we are very, very similar, close below. RBI wasn't as successful, which is very disappointing, meaning that there is more bearish here. Like I said, Ethereum seems to be a more exaggerated effect of Bitcoin and the market's movement. However, RBI's failed. This would have signaled me that we aren't ready to continue at all, and that possibly this could have been an ascending triangle. And honestly, today we're gonna find out if this pops or not, upward or downward. Honestly, if this ends up crossing back down this way, this is going to obviously break bearish. However, if we can find ourselves getting back into this ascending channel or triangle, then possibly we can continue bullish. However, it's just not looking quite like that, just with this squeeze that's about to appear. We might even come back up here just to retest this resistance, retesting the moving averages, and then push us right back down pretty quickly. However, the only thing that makes me a little interested about this is the daily, so we could see, honestly, today to get a good rise. But honestly, realistically, we are oversold pretty drastically on the Bitcoin chart. So it is a bit interesting if we have some more prices to go down, or some like I said, if we have more prices to come, then honestly, it is going to be interesting for the RSI, because we will be back in that extremely oversold area once again. But other than that, realistically, we are just headed towards the same goals with that bear 180. Honestly, there was an Acorn right here, easy bear 180. I didn't think we would have found us coming through our 200 moving averages once again, and then closing below it once again, which is very, very bearish. Very, very interesting price actions right there from Bitcoin. And then once again, we're closing another weekly below not just our 200 moving average, but below our ascending triangle. So this is looking a bit interesting for Bitcoin. Definitely not, like I said, another leg down, almost a GBI forming, which is not good, everybody. We do have a few more days, almost a week left, a week and a half left, or not a week and a half, but like a half a week or a week left in our month of August here. So I mean, if we can somehow hold this, then I would anticipate we get an RBI continuation. But if we somehow end up with some very bearish news or a lot of bearish momentum, we are going to see another leg down, and it will happen pretty quickly, and it would be another GBI, and that would be putting us in an extremely oversold for the monthly for cryptos. But other than that, realistically, everybody, that was just another quick market update video for you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.